BP Ultimate Pit Lane is now open for a 12-minute session, and it will be the same. They'll go out, they'll get some validation run done at the start of this with whatever change they've made from the previous run. Go and have a look and a feel, feedback, especially for some of those that have been struggling like Brodie Kostecki and Will Brown, where they will report back. Great to have fans here again this weekend. Sensational atmosphere and weather conditions for Tasmania. And then the next bit is, there's our fans up on the hill. That's a beautiful shot at the exit of turn 2.
What do you want me to grab you, a hot dog or some pizza? Tim Edwards, concerned going into the weekend, CEO of Tickford, as to whether they'd made some good solid progress, and he felt that they had, but they didn't really have the opportunity to show it at Sydney Motorsport Park. Sister car on screen here for opposite lock, James Courtney, and that group continuing in their support of Tickford, and they've got many of their dealers here this weekend, and huge brand in the four-wheel drive universe just supporting James Courtney. So 9.5 minutes remain. 50.9 now for Scott Pye. He was a good solid run yesterday, good solid runner. Did hurt the tyres a little bit near the back end of the race, but he's up at the top at the moment with a 0.1 second margin. Tim Slade's just done the same time as a 50.9. Now Feeney's done a 50.8. So we're getting some pretty strong indicative numbers out there. Feeney, Slade, Pye, Kostecki forward. Van Gisbergen 50.6, straight on with the job, up 20 odd spots. Will Davison gets to a 50.5. So they're not mucking about out there. We're starting to get to some sharper numbers here. Davison, Van Gisbergen, Feeney, Slade, Pye, Kostecki. So that's a jump up for Brodie and for Will Brown, who's 9th at the moment. How does their speed compare with the earlier run there, Mark?
Yeah, better. So they were, in terms of Van Gisbergen 50.4, remember, and Will Davison did a 50.75, so he's 2/10 faster with a 50.55. So very nice job by Will Davison, who has been ultra fast all weekend. He's very good under brakes, and this is a braking circuit in terms of the technique used to get the best from the cars. Hazelwood now, who was very fast yesterday, comes up 19 positions for Matt Stone Racing, 50.65.
On board with Anton De Pasquale, moves it up into 4th position on a 50.6. Nice little bit of cloud cover down there at turn 2 for him at the moment. And he's grabbing 3rd, then 4th gear through the right-hander at turn 3. Tangled with Nick Percat on lap 2, I think it was, yesterday. It was actually investigated in the steward's report, but there was no case. Nobody was wholly or predominantly to blame for the little rough-up between those guys. But it had Percat come back into the pit lane, and that cruelled his day. It was a tough day at the office for the group from Walkinshaw Andretti United. Todd Hazelwood, you referred to a few moments ago. He's sitting in 3rd place at the moment, Mark. Truck assist cars are doing a great job here this weekend.
So let's update who ran a brand new Dunlop Supersoft tyre at the start of that session. Hazelwood ran a brand new tyre. Dave Reynolds ran a brand new tyre. Tim Slade, Lee Holsworth, and then Heimgartner is, no, not Heimgartner, forward. So Van Gisbergen and Davison both did that time on a used tyre. There's a lot more cloud cover out here now, boys. I don't see the sun popping back out.
Got it to about the 165, 170 metre mark before he grabbed the picks.
And not on the limiter today with that headwind. So more of a headwind slows that car down compared to what we saw yesterday.
Inside 2 minutes now to determine the grid for race number 5, our last sprint race coming up later this afternoon in the coverage. And Van Gisbergen's gone faster again in the first sector, so look for Van Gisbergen to see whether or not he can make it a double for today. Right now, his nemesis Will Davison's got the Armour All pole provisionally. Jack LeBrock continues the fine form for Matt Stone Racing. Oh, big trouble, big trouble, and that was contact. That was contact with Tim Slade up at turn 6. Andrew Edwards, Mark Dutton in the Red Bull garage.
Got me there.
So a big moment. So I talked about the fact that there hadn't been congestion, and they've now red flagged the session as these two guys unscramble themselves. Will Davison, I think, is going to survive this.
No, I've got a car there too. Don't drive off, mate. Don't drive off. Something looks like something's blocked there.
And Van Gisbergen was the fastest 2 sectors. He was on for pole position by a fair way.
So we took the shot after the fact when all of a sudden the contact had happened. But I presume that Tim either had a little mistake or some other reason, because he would have been committed to pace at that stage.
That's right, exactly. So I don't know how that's happened. We said there was going to be drama with traffic, and it's caught the series leader out there. We don't know what the circumstance was, but Slade and Van Gisbergen have made contact at the end of the back straight at turn 6.
Here we go. So Shane tucked right up underneath him and then tried to squeeze down the inside, and they've ended up with heavy contact in the middle of turn 6 and then interlocked wheels, and it's pushed Tim off the road, and then Shane's had that big slide.
So he got a double toe. He got a double toe from his teammate, and then he was trying to get the second part of the toe from Slade.
He's plucked the right rear tyre off that Red Bull car, and steering damage. Here's the view from Shane.
Control to all teams. Session has been declared. It will not be resuming.
Wow, wild stuff. So that's done and dusted. Will Davison grabs an Armour-All pole, and you heard James Taylor, the Motorsport Australia race director, call on the race management channel just then. The view from both drivers involved. That's Tim Slade, car number 3, the Cool Drive entry. So big bites out of both those cars, damage. The session's been declared. It will not resume. Will Davison has the pole, so he didn't have any heart rate involved in any of that.
Absolutely perfect strategy. Played his card early, parked that car up, no drama at all, 50.55. Let everybody else play, and they played hardball, but no one was able to grab the pole position. Will Davison, well done. 5 different pole sitters from 5 races this season.
Fantastic story. He's had a pole here back in 2016. Came with an asterisk, that one. So nice job, and celebration scenes inside the Shelby Power Racing Garage. And that's really confirmation of what we saw in practice 1 from Will Davison as well. And so everybody involved in the team offering their congratulations, as they should, for Will for a fine performance. Another fine performance evident here on the timing mark. How's Jack LeBrock's job? Now, he's also been successful at this racetrack before with a different team. Only 6/100ths of a second behind Shane Van Gisbergen. Is there anything to look at there for the driving standards advisor? How will they play that? What will happen in race control? We'll answer all those questions in the broadcast later on. Hazelwood, De Pasquale, Reynolds, Feeney, Waters, Slade and Holdsworth. That's our top 10. And then further afield, again, Mark, there's a whole bunch of victims here that you might think should be further up the road. Mostert and Percat continue to struggle. Will Brown is down in 23rd position.